It's just a public service announcement, sponsored by Just Blaze and the good folks at Rockefeller Records.
Fellow Americans, it is with the utmost pride and sincerity that I present this recording as a living testament and recollection of history in the making during our generation.
Allow me to
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first edition of Drunken Video Game Podcast.
Go fuck yourself.
I'm your host, Colin Hecht, and this is my co-host, Derek Barbano. He's going to be with me every time we get him. Derek, say hello.
Oh, hello.
All right, Derek is drunk, hence the name Drunken Podcast. We are going to be talking about Nintendo today. I feel like the first episode, Derek is in the middle of playing Mario Tennis 64, and he sucks at this game right now. I feel like the
First of all, I am amazing because I beat you 2-0 in 6 game sets, okay? So.
I don't remember that, but I feel like the first episode should be about Nintendo because, I mean, look, we all know that Nintendo really is the first brand when you think of video games, and I know Xbox and PlayStation, they're pretty, popular nowadays, but when you think, or at least when I think of video games, I do think of Nintendo. Maybe it's just a generational thing. What about you, Derek? What do you think?
I think of Nintendo, absolutely. I think of Nintendo. I think of putting the cartridges in the inside the game system, and you had to blow on them. You had to do whatever you had to do. You had to finger them. I don't know.
Well, we all know that you like blowing on things.
Yes.
So Derek and I had a discussion earlier about how what the new Xbox One is going to be about and how it's going to kind of change the way we look at video games. And I think the problem that most people are having with the new systems coming out is that the generation, that's our generation, the late 80s and those of us who remember going to the video store to rent games and not have to rely on, downloading a game or buying a game. We remember going to a video store on a weekend and renting something like Super Mario 3 and just having it for a weekend. There was no internet back then to record or look for codes or anything like that. You just had to kind of beat the game, and that was it. And I think that the problem is that Derek and I feel like that generation is dying out, and unfortunately...
Well, I do feel like that generation is dying out because it's not the way it used to be. The video games aren't the way they used to be. Everything's digital, and you can go online, you can buy your video games, you can sit on your ass and do absolutely nothing for the rest of the fucking day. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, and that's the problem. The problem is that people nowadays are getting lazier, and unfortunately, with the iPhones, and just phones in general, and computers, and now it's video games, it seems like, where you don't have to leave your house to get a video game.
You ever seen the movie WALL-E?
Yeah.
All right. Remember those fat fucking people that were on the ship?
Yeah.
And never actually had to do anything? They sat in a little fucking chair, just scooch around and did absolutely nothing? That's exactly what our goddamn Earth is going to be like.
And that worried me, I should say. And the fact that we have resulted into something like sitting in a chair and not having to do things anymore, it's a scary thought.
That's just the way the world is coming to, I guess. It's just the way it is. Everything's right at your fingertips now, and so you don't have to do anything. You don't have to move. You don't have to do nothing. It's just the way it is.
Alright, well, let's get the brass tacks. Xbox One has been under fire for controversy for the last 2 months or so since they announced the system in May. What are your thoughts on it, Derek? I know you own a 360, and obviously you play the games, and I'm assuming that you, before this announcement, were planning on getting the next Xbox console. And now that you've heard everything, we'll talk about what they've recently done, but let's take it back a couple months to May. What are your thoughts on the Xbox One?
I think it's going to be a good system. I think they had a good thing going there. I just didn't think they explained it the way they wanted to explain it. I think it was very plain. It just didn't really just didn't really. It didn't explain it to the actual public of what they were going to charge for and what they were going to do and what video games were actually going to do. And it was just like I was saying before, and how people were just going to be able to download games, and you would have a group of people on your Xbox Live, and just those group of people just, and just buy those games, and those would be the games that you would play, and you wouldn't be able to go to the store. You wouldn't be able to go to GameStop and buy, or your mom and pop store and buy games, and that's the way it was going to be. And they wanted everything online. They wanted people to have it at their fingertips. They didn't want people to actually drive outside and actually do anything or see the fucking sun of light.
I mean, when I first heard about this, and, I was like the rest of the people, I was excited to try to get my hands on a new console. I couldn't make heads or tails.
I'm going to tell you right now is that I was going to wait a year anyways to buy this system.
Well, yeah, because I remember going through about 2 Xboxes before getting one that finally worked.
Exactly. I mean, it took me about 2 years to buy the Xbox 360 before it came out. I bought it when the Slim system came out, and that was, 2, 3, 4 years ago? I don't even know.
The problem I'm having is that Microsoft has decided back then that they were going to charge extra fees to your user account for letting any unknown Xbox recognition guys to play the game with you. And I just feel like they're going to suck a lot of cash out of you. And why pay extra to have your friend play a game with you,
Yeah, they wanted to make money. It's just the way it is. I mean, it's just fucking stupid the way they was going to have it. But,
well, the marketing...
the idea of what they were going to do was awesome, that you would only have to pay basically only $5, or depending on how many friends you had. I mean, not that many people have that many friends anymore because they don't fucking go out and actually meet people, but...
well, the marketing...
If you had 10 friends, you could have maximum of 10 people on your Xbox Live, and you would be able to share your games between those 10 people, and you would be able to basically just agree on a game, and that would be it. And if you didn't agree on a game, you're basically going in by yourself and buying the game $65, whatever it's going to fucking cost. So it's fucking stupid, ridiculous money now.
No, the marketing for Xbox One back then, and we're talking too much now, it was absolutely horrendous. It was the worst marketing I've seen in a long time. I mean, I think you want to talk in terms of video game marketing, you're going along the lines of the Virtual Boys and the 32X. It was bad. It was really bad. Nobody wants to pay extra to play video games when they're already dropping about...
Did you say 32 Boys and Virtual Alexas? You did. You really... I just thought about that. You said 32 Boys and Virtual Alexas.
Well, now we know why we're calling it Drunken Podcast. Oh, man. So, yeah, I mean, the marketing is terrible. And let's go back to the beginning. The Wii U. Forget now. When the Wii U was announced, it failed. It flopped. No one was buying it.
No, it's not like the original Wii where you couldn't buy it in any stores. When the original Wii came out, you couldn't find that anywhere. They were backed up for months, Jesus, years. It was backed up for years. If you couldn't find it, if they had shipments coming in of just 10 a week, they were gone. They had to wait another month to get the other 10 in. I mean, it was just, the way they did it, they marketed that Wii very well. They made people wait for it when they knew they wanted it. It was in high demand. I mean, I was a victim. I waited for 2 years to buy that system. I wanted it for 2 years. I could never get my hands on it because every time I walked into the store, it was like, we don't have it here. You can try down the other street. Went down the other street, didn't have it there either. Ended up finding the last one in the goddamn Toys R Us. And that was it. I mean, people were all over the place. This was after Christmas time. It was just unbelievable. It was like mayhem and fucking goddamn Best Buy, and it's all over the place. And people were fucking buying games. It was something out of a goddamn movie.
Well, let's fast forward to about 6 years now. And now the Wii U comes out, and you can get it wherever the fuck you want to get it.
You want to know why? It's because they started charging $400 for it as soon as it came out. Still $350. Then they dropped it.
You honestly believe that the price is the reason no one's buying it?
Absolutely.
I don't.
You really don't.
I
You
don't.
really don't think it's the price that someone doesn't want to drop $400 on
No.
a Wii U.
No,
That you can't play
Nope.
online games. You can't.
I don't.
Really.
Yes, and I'll tell you why. Because people are gonna drop the $500 on the Xbox One or the $400 on the PlayStation 4. Let me tell you why. Nobody
But
wants.
you're thinking about this is a year. It's almost been out a year. Okay, it's almost been out a year.
What?
And you don't think that the actual price has anything to do with it?
No.
Because that was, to me,
Nope.
my brother went out and bought it. Okay, called him an idiot for going out and buying it as soon as it came out. But
Let
he
me
went
ask-
out and
let me
bought
ask
it.
you a
He
question.
spent the
Let me ask you a
$350,
question.
$400 to go get the.
What?
Oh, it's only 32 gigs. You're charging $400 for a 32 gig piece of equipment?
Let me ask you a question.
And I have to get an extra piece of equipment to plug it in to that Wii U so I can get extra memory? I think that's ridiculous.
Let me ask you a question.
I think that's ridiculous.
What do you think the hardest?
So I can't download anything, so I basically have to buy everything. They have digital copies, but they want you to download everything, but you have digital copies.
What do you think the hottest game is right now?
The hottest game? Still Call of Duty.
What would the age group is for Call of Duty?
12 to
40?
30.
30? What would you say the primary target for Nintendo is?
Anywhere between
7 and 14?
8 and maybe 18. I would say it's in that younger generation.
So, based on what you're saying, why would you buy a Wii U?
They're charging so much. The reason why I would buy it is because of the Mario game.
That's you.
Okay.
I'm saying
And that's
the
most of everybody
average-
in our generation that would buy it is because of the Mario games, the Zelda games that's supposed to come out in
Outside of your
April.
brother, who do you know owns the Wii U? Because I don't know anyone that owns
I
the
don't
Wii
know
U.
anybody besides my brother.
No, that's the problem. And the problem is that Nintendo has gotten too comfortable with the fact that they are a family-based system.
I understand that, and that's what they're supposed. They don't like the gore. They don't like those violent games. They still have them on the system for people who want them. They made the Zombie U. They have up bundles, so they wanted to attract to more of those gory games, so they could attract more of those people coming in, so they could buy the Wii U.
What are your thoughts on
But honestly,
playing-
people aren't going to buy a Wii U that's only 32 gigs.
The-
32
you know what?
gigs. That is a problem,
No,
Colin.
but you know what?
Colin,
You
You
are
could
the
beg-
only
you could-
person that thinks about that.
why?
The
How am I?
average-
No, I'm not the only
average-
person.
yes,
There's no way that.
yes,
No,
yes.
I'm not the only
Yes,
person.
you are.
Nope.
And I'll tell you what.
Nope.
The average consumer doesn't know how many gigs the Wii U is.
That's
Guarantee
because
it.
the average
Guarantee
consumer
it.
is retarded.
Yes,
That's the problem.
Exactly.
That's the
and they
problem.
would rather buy an Xbox with a Call of Duty than a
Because
Wii.
guess what? Your fucking goddamn Best Buy guy comes over and says, hey, guess what? You can buy an Xbox One. It has 500 gigs on it. Guess what? I'm a Plugar guy. Blah, blah, blah.
What?
Wii
What?
U, blah,
What do you
blah,
think
blah.
of the Wii U
That's
controller? Bulky?
the
Bulky?
gamepad?
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call
Whatever
it.
the
The
fuck it is.
little fucking
It's a controller.
touchscreen.
It's the fucking controller.
The
I'm gonna call it
iPad
the
kind of,
controller.
the iPad thing,
Yeah.
the
What do you think of it?
the
Who gives
tablet.
a
Was it a
shit?
tablet? What is
Yeah.
it? A
What do you
tablet?
think of it?
It's
Bulky?
not that bulky. It's actually I touched it.
Outside of you touching it, looking
What
at
do
it.
you mean?
Because you have actually okay. I should probably say that Derek has
Wouldn't
played
you?
the Wii
Wouldn't
U.
you actually? What are you gonna buy it online and be like, oh, I've never played this in my life. I'm gonna go buy it online.
No.
Well, what person doesn't go down there and physically touch it inside of the GameStop, inside fucking Best Buy?
People do.
Who?
people do.
No. I can't physically know that anybody goes down there and says,
I think
I'm just going to buy this. I don't even want to touch it. I'm just going to buy it.
This might be.
No, I'm not even going to play with it. I don't want to play with it. You have a game right there? I'm not going to play with that game. Fuck that game. I'm just going to buy it. And then I'm going to hate that system and then return it back because it only 32 gigs. That's exactly what happens.
This might be the generation you and I are growing up with. And the fact is that we are too comfortable with the fact of having a little controller in our hand with 3 buttons.
You're used to a little controller, aren't you?
Yes. So you might have what I say. We are used to controllers that have simple buttons that do the thing for us.
It's not like it's heavy. Okay, you would think that it weighs like maybe 5 pounds. It really doesn't.
So you honestly
It's
believe
light.
that the price is the reason that we use?
Absolutely.
I don't.
You really don't think so?
No.
Go look up. Go start looking stuff up, Colin.
I think that.
Go start reading.
I think that the library.
You need to start reading,
Look,
Colin.
I think that the library of games are not that good.
Honestly, there isn't a library of games right now. That's the one reason why I haven't bought it, is because they haven't started coming out with games yet.
Would you? All right, let me ask you a question. We both agree.
But you go look at the Xbox 360 when it first came out. No. You want to talk numbers? We'll talk numbers. Go look at the Xbox 360 when it came out. Okay? Xbox 360? It didn't really take off until their CEO or president started coming in and actually advertising it and getting more games in there.
Okay.
Exactly, because their library of games were awful. When they first came out with the Xbox 360, the EA games that they came out with, Madden, FIFA, NBA Live, were awful. They were horrible. They were the worst sports games I've ever played in my life. I would never buy those games. And that's the reason why I kept my Xbox, because I would never buy an Xbox 360 because the Xbox 360 came out with awful games. And that's why it almost flopped. Until they actually started getting good games in there and they actually didn't push it fast and they actually started to, play out their games, did a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So, you know what? You wait a year before you buy your system. I don't go right out. There's people that go out there and buy their systems and do what they have to do. I'm not one of those people. I wait a year, let it see what happens. I let it play out. Guess what? The Wii U's coming out with a new Super Mario Brothers. It's actually be the first Super Mario Brothers that you can actually play with 4 people in a 3D world. That's actually pretty cool. There's actually a new Donkey Kong coming out in Christmas time. What else is coming out? Mario Kart. That's coming out in April, something like that.
So you believe that Nintendo Wii is going to stay strong when the 2 new systems come out?
Yes. If they don't drop their price to about $300, people aren't going to buy it.
Okay.
When Christmas comes around, I'm not even going to say holiday because that's just fucking ridiculous. I don't give a shit. It's a politically correct fucking show. When Christmas rolls around, okay, you don't have the fucking holiday sign come up. Oh, holiday 2013. No, it's Christmas 2013. Get it fucking right. Jesus fucking Christ.
Look, all I'm saying is Nintendo is biting in the dust. It is losing a race that it can't win.
No, it can win. You want to know why?
It can win.
Yes.
It can win.
Because people are going to buy it because people want to play Mario.
Fine.
Our generation wants to play Mario, and they're still imprinting it on those little fucking brains that Mario is the most elite.
But our generation has also shifted to Call of Duty.
Yes.
And unfortunately, because I'll be the first to say Call of Duty is a piece of shit.
Yes, that is by far the worst fucking game I ever played.
It is the worst game.
I can't believe I spent $30 on that fucking goddamn piece of shit.
It is a brainwash game that people just keep thinking it's going to be new, and it is not, in fact, new.
It's by far the worst graphics I've ever fucking seen.
It's not even the graphics. It's the fact that it's just a piece
No,
of
it is
shit.
the graphics. I'm sorry, Colin. I mean, it's just fucking awful. Those graphics are terrible. They are awful.
Well, we both agree that the game is a piece of shit. And the game will always be a piece of shit.
It's so cartoonish.
But the problem
you might as well just throw it in an arcade.
The problem is,
and be like, you might as well just play with a fucking stick.
It has become a competitive-based game where people around the world think they want to be better than everyone else, and that's what it is. Okay? I really believe that the golden age of video games is dead, and it'll never return. And what I mean by that is, there will never be another era where you have to rely on your wits to beat a game, where you have to figure things out to be a game, and that might be...
Yeah, because people are lazy and they just want it done for them. They don't want to play the actual game. Because honestly, I don't want to fucking play Call of Duty, the single player, because it fucking sucks. Just like the multiplayer sucks,
because
it fucking sucks. The only reason why I bought that,
and no one wants
the only reason why I bought that game is because of zombies. That's the only reason why I bought it.
And you know what?
It's because of the zombie game. So I spent $30 on a fucking game.
And when the zombie fade, and it will, when the fade or fad of zombie dies down, there will be no zombies anymore in Call of Duty, where people get sick of zombies. Seeing zombies on movies and television and video games.
Call of Duty was the first fucking zombie people to fucking actually make a zombie game.
It was, but it wasn't. Left 4 Dead came out well before the Call of Duty.
World at War came out before Left 4 Dead.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
No, it didn't.
You want to make this bet again because you already lost that you thought that goddamn Super Nintendo was a 32-bit. You fucking dumbass.
Left 4 Dead came out in 2007.
No.
Yes, it did.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Regardless, the fact is that we both hate Call of Duty. But our opinion hasn't gotten out to the American public because everyone loves Call of Duty. And it's people like them that will kill Nintendo.
Well, I'm going to go get another glass of fucking bubbly and I'll be right back.
Folks, all I'm saying is, look, we all love video games, and we all love to debate about what game is better than what. But you gotta look at it at a generational standpoint. If you used to blow on the games...
Yeah, you used to blowing.
If you used to blow on the game, you really lived in the video game era. And I think that video game era died out about 1996 or so.
When cartridges stopped in N64?
Yeah.
That was the last cartridge system.
Yep. When N64 cartridges stopped. When people started going to CD. And look, let me be the first to say...
When people started playing fucking Xbox, when people started playing Xbox, and even GameCube, they went to CDs because it could hold a little bit more, and they had those tiny CDs.
And that's great. And it's great. A CD can hold more, and it's better graphics. But
cartridges,
let me say something.
They don't break.
You can fix a cartridge.
You can fix. Yes, you can fix.
If you
a cartridge.
scratch a game, your game is done. It is fucked beyond belief. And I mean, you play Call of Duty, and you fucking get to the fucking sandcastle or whatever the bullshit is, and it skips because some jackass...
Sandcastle is a fucking sandcastle?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I never played any single player. But the point is that you get some level, and it skips because you got a scratch on it.
How about this?
Game's over.
How about this? You can invent the first cartridge system.
If you could bring the cartridge back with 3D graphics...
With 3D graphics.
You'd be a billionaire.
Absolutely.
I can't tell you...
Nintendo, if the Japanese people haven't figured it out, then certainly no American's going to figure it out.
Well, yeah.
That's just beyond the point.
I can't tell you how many Madden games I have seen break down on me because of scratches, because the game scratches, because you play... You know, it's usually the most popular games. Call of Duty, Madden, they scratch the most because you play them the most. The point is that...
Well, they scratched the most.
Derek and I have played Nintendo, old Nintendo, NES from 1984, no more than 3 weeks ago, by some alcohol and cotton swabs. We have brought to life a 30-year-old system. You get a scratch on a CD, you're done. You're game over, man. And
the only thing you can try to do is put a little toothpaste on it.
Dude, I'd rather jerk off on the CD. It doesn't matter. The point is that you're done.
Well, you know you can put toothpaste on it. It actually fills up the
I don't give a shit. It's over. It's game over.
Not all the time. A little toothpaste.
And I think the cartridges, there's something
You take
nostalgic.
the tube and you put the tube on the CD. You take a little toothpaste. You take your little toothbrush and you.
There's something nostalgic
brushing
about.
Mario's teeth.
There's something nostalgic about blowing on a cartridge.
Blowing on a penis.
Yeah, blowing on a cartridge to
Blowing
get
on a
it to
cock?
work. Yes, blowing on a cartridge. To get it to work. It takes you back to, trying to get games to work. And it's something about that generation that will never get old, to us at least. And I think as the years go on and video games get more and more advanced, I don't know if our generation will appreciate it as much as we did. I certainly think that we have taken the cartridge generation for granted. And I know that we'll all buy into the new generation, but
I love playing old Nintendo. I love playing old Super Nintendo. I love playing Sega. I love playing N64 because I was just playing it about 20 fucking minutes ago. I was playing Mario Tennis. Love it. I love N64. I love those old games. They will never get old to me. That's just the way it is. Some of the Xbox games, though, the only game that will never get old to me is Halo. All the other games, you don't give a fuck about. You don't give a fuck.
And that's the problem. I mean, you can name about 45 games on Nintendo alone that were big. Can you do that with any other system? I don't think so.
No. But you want to know why you can do that with Nintendo? Because every single 45 one of those games would have to do something with Mario. Not all of them. Not all of them.
No,
You had
because
Zelda,
I could
you had
argue,
Mega Man,
no,
you had
no.
Metroid.
I told you before we had this discussion earlier that Nintendo has the most mascots recognizable.
Yes.
Where Xbox is, you get a Halo every now and then, you get a Call of Duty every year, and you get a Madden every year, and then you get little gems here and there. But you go into a GameStop right now and look for an Xbox game, most of it is dreck. It's absolute shit. It really is. I mean, you want to play something on Xbox that's not Call of Duty or Madden.
Well, that's why, honestly, that's why I still been buying Wii games. I still like Mario. I've been playing Mario Paper on Wii. Mario Paper on Wii. Honestly, I like it. I enjoy it. Guess what? I'm 26 years old. I don't give a fuck. Okay? I don't give a fuck.
And that's not to say that Nintendo didn't have its own brand of shit, because it certainly did.
Because I love Mario, I love Zelda, I love Metroid, and I love Mega Man. But honestly, Mega Man, they haven't come out with anything new in a very long fucking time. Kind of aggravating. I would hopefully think that they would actually come out with something with the new Wii U for Mega Man. Not an anniversary. Not talking about an anniversary. Metroid still hasn't had a fucking anniversary yet.
Well, I think that's what Nintendo did.
I bought Metroid Prime for the GameCube.
Nintendo needs to go back
Underrated.
Nintendo needs to go back to the basics. They need to take their popular games and they need to do something about it.
Donkey Kong, they're coming out with a new one. I think they should come out with a new Mega Man. I really do. I think they should come out with a new Mega Man.
All right,
that's just my opinion.
We're coming up to the half-hour mark. Any final thoughts before we hit the high road?
Jets suck, Yankees suck, Knicks suck, Krypton sucks.
Whoa! All right, guys. Thanks for listening to episode 1. Stay tuned, and we'll have an episode 2. Hope you all enjoy.
We haven't even hit the half-an-hour mark, and you're already cutting out over here. What the hell is that? Still got a minute left. You can't even last a minute.
Well, I'm gonna plug it in. You can find me on Twitter. You can find Derek on Facebook.
Instagram. You can find me on Instagram.
You got a lot of dick pictures.
I don't even know what my name is on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram.
Got a lot of dick pictures.
You can find me on
pretty small,
find me on Facebook. I really don't go on Facebook. I really don't go on Instagram anyway. So I really don't tweet because I don't have a Twitter account.
And honestly, I think that we will be back for episode 2. I hope you all enjoy episode 2. I think we're going to talk a lot more about Nintendo. So stay classy, San Diego.
Love you guys. See you later.